everybody. Every time I find myself in front of a room like that, I'm like, what was I thinking? I was signing up for this, but I do have a story to share, and I believe it's an important story to share, and I'm here to share it with you. So I started this organization about a year ago after losing my sister for Viola. And too often in the Black community, we have family members going through things, but it's often not a conversation we want to have because it's so difficult. She was my older sister. She was brilliant. She was beautiful. She was full of joy. Too often, within our community, we are raised where our parents are working double jobs, so they're not too often with us, and she was the one taking care of me most of my childhood. So we had a close relationship, and having seen her go through what she went through, I didn't know how to address it. I didn't know what to say. She was my older sister. So what was I supposed to do? What we were able to understand from her struggles is she also had addiction issues. And so that was easier for us to understand. So that was easier for us to talk about. And not understanding how complicated this can be, it was always the story, snap out of it. Move on, you can do better. You are brilliant, you can do this, you can go to school, you can do so much with your life, but you choose this lifestyle. Because to us, it was a choice. When you don't understand where the problem is coming from, it seemed like a choice. And so we did our best to try to address the addiction issue because that's what we understood. So we tried to get her help. That didn't work. And unfortunately, it took her passing to understand that the addiction was only a symptom of what was really going on. And because of that, we wanted to create something different. We wanted to help our community not go through what we went through. We started this organization about a year ago because when we were going through it, we didn't know where to find the information. We didn't know where to go. We didn't know who to reach out to. We tried calling hospitals, but she's an adult. There's nothing you can do. If she doesn't make that decision to go and get that help, there's nothing you can do. So you're stuck in a position having to watch your loved one pretty much die slowly. I believe the lack of education within our community is a big problem. Not knowing how to address that, not wanting to have that discussion, sit down and say, seems like you're going through something, what can we do together? We didn't know how to do that because to me that discussion was too hard to have with my big sister. It was only the two of us. I didn't know how to approach her with that conversation. And unfortunately, I had to have a harder conversation later on because she was never able to get the help that she needed to get out of that situation, to get out of what she was going through. So I'm here to let you guys know that even if we don't always believe that we're going through it ourselves, it's important that we stay informed. It's important that we get educated on the subject. It's important that we have these conversations with our loved one. Because who knows, you could save someone close to you, you could save someone around you. It's just, you just need to take that first step and just sit down and talk and see where you can go from there. But not wanting to have that conversation, not wanting to sit down and just look at what's in front of you can create harder conversation later on. Having to tell my kids that their aunt they will never see their aunt again. Those are the conversations that I had to have because I couldn't find it in me to have the first one sitting down and talk about what she was going through and how we could come together as a family to help her. So, so when I was invited to share our story, I thought it was important to be here because hopefully by hearing it from me, because I know mental health and mental illness in some way, indirect or direct way, affects all of us. And when we don't believe, especially in the Black community, often just the belief of mental illness is hard to understand, because everything that we go through, we're strong enough. We can get through it. We'll pray through it. If God puts this into our life, it's because we can handle it. But He also puts support in our life. And I think that's what we forget too often, that there is support available, and there is family available, and that we should reach out for the support. And hopefully, with what the University of Ottawa is doing, we'll be able to find these supports easier, and we'll be able to get the help we need when we need it, and not have to see our loved one suffer in silence because it's such a taboo subject to approach. So I hope that with that we can move forward and we can do better things in the future, and we as a community can come together to make sure that we don't lose another person when it's inevitable. Like we can get together and make sure that doesn't happen. It doesn't have to be a death sentence. And that's what we often forget, that mental health can also kill, mental illness, can kill if we do not take care of it when we should take care of it. Like any other disease, it can affect you in ways that you don't even think. And I just want to clarify, because my sister passed away, but it wasn't by suicide, when we often think that that's what may kill you with mental illness. No, it's because her life changed so drastically that she got herself in a different lifestyle, a different situation that put her in harm's way, and now she's no longer with us. So don't think it's, oh, we're strong enough, or that person will never take their life. That we don't know either, but there's multiple ways that mental illness can affect us. So we need to get educated, and we need to get the help that we need, and we need to talk about this, because honestly, that conversation is a lot easier than having a conversation once you lose a loved one.